What if a company could promise you to take care of your biggest problem that's happening right now and erase it forever? So that was a scenario that happened for me as I went across a marketing for a company that I'll go through today in the health and wellness space that directly called out the problem that I'm dealing with right now the most in their Facebook ad, and then kind of really described kind of the real reason behind it. Again, something that I wasn't even familiar with before they really called it out and put a name to it that led me to actually buying their products. So I just want to kind of show you the full spectrum of what their funnel looks like. Um, Also go through some of the things that I would improve along the way, but haven't done one of these in a while. Again, if this is the first time joining one of my lives, I'm Brian Czekanski. I am a direct response marketer, a direct response copywriter who really focuses and spends a lot of time with thinking about the strategy for certain online funnels along the way. So today we're looking at a Facebook ad funnel that again kind of just really spoke to me as I came across the company, kind of led me through within a very short period of time to their solution. Did a really nice job in terms of differentiating their solution from all the other ones that are out there that I'll show you in just a second, and kind of led me through and kind of was pleasantly surprised, especially as I got emails from them now that I am a customer, just how much personality they have in their marketing. A lot of times you'll go out to companies and everything will kind of be very like just bland, but this company, as I'll show you, especially in their emails but also in their Facebook ad copy and in the pre-sales page that I'll show you, putting out a lot of personality that really speaks directly to their audience along the way. So let me bring up my screen. I'll just share my screen and bring up this example. It's cool. Here's the Facebook ad. So again, we're talking about a company called firstday. It makes a series of different vitamins, primarily for children and moms, and they just came up with a new joint pain supplement as well. So here's the we're within the Facebook ad library, kind of just looking at their existing ads. Again, they've got a bunch of different ones, 200 different results right now. But again, this is kind of what, like my biggest problem right now is kind of dealing with my 3 toddlers under 5 and kind of just dealing with the chaos that is every single day. So as I read through some of these Facebook ads, like this is basically my life and some of the problems, and like using the same verbiage that I would use as well. So like just to show this one on the left-hand side, like on this side of your screen right now, refusing food, smashing potatoes, screaming screaming in their high chair, jelly everywhere. The most stressful part of parenting, mealtime prep, and pushback from my kids. Most common parenting frustrations can be linked to nutritional deficiencies. So again, here's where they kind of, like for me, obviously mealtime is a struggle, especially with some of my older children where they've gotten to be picky eaters and they only eat things like pasta and pizza and chicken nuggets. Like that's pretty much their well-balanced diet. So this kind of speaks to that and kind of just the everyday struggle of I don't want to eat that. I'm not going to eat that, and kind of pushing that away, even if they said they would eat it in the first place. So they kind of, in this ad, they kind of come out right away and talk about like nutritional deficiencies. As I'll show you in kind of the pre-sales page, like they come up with a unique name for this. So they call it the hidden hunger. So I'm sure somebody wrote the Facebook ad and a different copywriter or a different marketing person wrote the pre-sales page. But, within this Facebook ad, it might be, I would have used that hidden hunger. So again, like putting a name to that unique mechanism behind the problem that your customer is dealing with the most, and kind of really ratchet up the curiosity so that not only do they click through for the offer, but to learn about like, okay, like what is this problem that I'm dealing with? As you go through, and this kind of describes me, like my parenting as well. Before you know it, you give up the constant fight and are making the same buttered noodles, crackers, and apple slices for every meal. We did the research and found that 87% of American kids don't get vitamin D, along with other critical nutrients for healthy growth and happy days. So again, kind of just putting some proof there, some credibility, actual numbers behind it, and then putting the actual offer in there. So we made kids daily essentials, a kid love vegan organic vitamin gummy, and we tested them with some of our pickiest eaters we can find. Again, using emojis to kind of make it stand out what's in these first day vitamins. So kind of putting it again, like as much vitamin D as 200 mushrooms, as much vitamin B1 as 5 cups of broccoli, more vitamin B6 as 6 cups of spinach. So kind of really dimensionalizing, like, so like, okay, if you laid out if you laid out 200 mushrooms and 5 cups of broccoli and 6 cups of spinach, like you can see that in your own mind. So really bringing a visual for them and just showing um, how nutritious it is for your little kids. And obviously, like none of my kids are eating mushrooms, broccoli, or spinach. Like they see any of that stuff. My son will eat some green beans, but that's kind of the extent of vegetables, fruits and stuff like that is still a struggle. So again, they get down to the action here. So like just 2 yummy gummies your children will love, enjoying every day. So again, there's not that struggle of like, um, talking about competitors, like obviously other competitors have the children's vitamins, but these actually are ones that they actually look forward to eating. And the best part is like a differentiator among all those other products that are out there. We made them with 80% less sugar than leading kids vitamin brands. Now you can try risk free. So again, they kind of have a money back guarantee. Click more, 50,000 plus thrilled families are leaving reviews like this. So they give a couple of reviews along the way. And the other thing that stuck out is just kind of, again, kind of they have a bunch of different ads that put in testimonials, but they do a really great job in terms of some of these videos. So like, again, if you're not, some people will read the video, some people will they'll listen to the video, some people will read the Facebook ads, some people will read both. But I think they did a really great job in terms of some of these videos that they have here. Let me just find one example that really stood out to me. And again, like, even if you don't have your sound on or anything like that, it's something that you can take advantage of. So I'm just going to go back to this one up here. I'm going to play this one for you. Let's see if it plays. Video might not play because we're streaming this live, but yeah. So again, kind of take a look at their take a look on Facebook ad library. You can kind of go through some of the videos here, but I thought they were really helpful in terms of kind of leading the same tenets that they have in the Facebook ads of, okay, like as a mom, you're dealing with this, and this, and here's how our products kind of really line up with that, and then eventually, like again, kind of pointing out the unique mechanism behind the problem. As well. And I think on this next page, so eventually you click the ad, it goes to what this is called kind of a pre-sales page, a way to kind of introduce what's going out there. So they call it the ultimate parenting hack. Discover the nutritional switch changing parents' lives. So again, kind of that's a very benefit-oriented statement that kind of catches my attention. Like, okay, like how's it going to change my life? So again, kind of introducing the mechanism behind the problem. So over 50% of children suffer from this invisible threat. 70,000 families have joined First Day's 30-day nutrition challenge to fight it. Are you in? And then kind of getting down to it. So again, talking about all the things that I'm struggling with. So if your kids are having trouble sleeping, focusing, or behaving, they may be suffering from something completely invisible to the human eye. The United Nations Children's Fund has called this discovery the hidden hunger. So again, kind of like putting like a really specific name to it to build up that curiosity, but also to make it more shareable. Like, okay, like as I'm talking to other parents, like, have you heard of this hidden hunger thing? And that's, again, kind of getting into the shocking part about it. It has less to do with how you feed your kids and so much more with the quality of their food. Same thing as me. Like you see, if you like most people, you probably have long surrender to your kids at the kitchen table, chicken nuggets, pizza, fries, you name it. Can be so easy to fall into that same pattern. So again, I'm in that pattern. I've kind of given up on, for a time. I was always kind of fighting, like you need to eat nutritious foods because that's kind of what I eat. But eventually, like that day-to-day battle kind of just wears you down. And that's kind of what they're talking about here. So like it's eventually I'm just like, what do you want to eat? Here it is. Like whatever it is. So obviously that has some consequences, and I know there's some consequences, but so this kind of fills the gap. Like it kind of really goes to like, okay, I got to address this gap immediately, and it can lead to severe and sometimes irreversible consequences. They get into like, okay, like a little bit more about hidden hunger every single day, taking those natural habits And then they kind of get into like, okay, like why is their product better than most other vitamins that are out there? So we know that the problem is this nutrient deficiency. So like, how do I solve that? They get right down to like, okay, like this is based on modern science. Like sugar is a big thing as well. It's like if there's a nutrition deficiency because they're not eating great foods, like why would I give them a multivitamin that is packed with additional sugar on top of that? That kind of just almost compounds the issue as you go along. Again, things like chemicals and fillers. So like even parents don't even realize some of these stuff. Like as they go to their multivitamin cabinet, they might take a look at the nutritional label now that they didn't even look at and see how much sugar is in there, how many chemicals, fillers, dairy products that are out there. And looking at this and thinking like, okay, organic fruits and veggies, vegan, irresistible taste, that all sounds good to me as you go along. And then again, kind of feeding into like dimensionalizing what's in there: 200 mushrooms, 20 tried apricots, 1.5 cups of milk, more vitamin, like kind of giving you like more of these vitamins than all these things put together. So again, you can kind of see like the differentiating factors of all that stuff as you go along. And then kind of talking about all the benefits. So like as a parent, like I want behavioral development, I want better sleep, I want better mental health, I want stable moods for all my kids. So we will see what happens. I will report back once I get these vitamins and once I give them to my toddlers. Hopefully it will live up to the promise that they have in there. So again, and kind of just backing up with proof here. So like again, you might get to this page and you're just like, I don't know if this is really going to work. So putting in some proof here can be helpful. And again, they've got a risk-free guarantee. So if it doesn't work out, again, that gives you a level of comfort going in there. So that is that. So again, I did redeem this, and as I went through, I think the one, I didn't save the page, but in terms of the upsell, every company tends to have this upsell, and for them, that first initial upsell is kind of buying more of the same. So like if somebody is buying vitamins, the natural first upsell should be either a subscription or buying more vitamins. In their case, they had that, they have the choice between buying right here, like one time, or subscribe and save. So they give you that option. Like I bought more one time just because I wanted to check it out. For me, the first, that next upsell should just be that subscription. So maybe go to even more savings for a subscription just to get me to a continuity. But I think the way that they kind of put their upsell on there, which looked very similar to this, and kind of just putting again, just had the vitamins, had a couple like a special offer that was there. And that's what most companies do, is they kind of just, you buy something, they throw an additional offer in front of them. But that's not the best way to do it. Like the way I really think about doing it is kind of really thinking like, okay, like if you were sitting across from that customer for the first time, like in person, like if they said like, okay, I'm ready to buy, would you immediately go out in front of them and say like, oh, thanks, do you want to buy more right away? You probably wouldn't. If you're kind of in that face-to-face conversation, and really you should do the same thing online, is first congratulate the customer and kind of invite them into your community and say, and kind of just, the thing is as well is like a lot of people will buy and they'll still have that uncertainty. You haven't handled all their objections yet, but you've gotten far enough that they're ready to buy, but they still have those questions in their head. So by kind of congratulating them and letting them know what a smart decision they've made, and what amazing benefits are going to come through. In this case, all their toddlers being super well behaved and everything working great, just gets them really excited about the product and just makes them feel really good about the decision that they just made. And then once you've done that, that's when you can introduce again, either a subscription or a special offer, or just really take the time in doing that. Again, and the best way that I've found to do it is via like a really short video, so they can start to build a relationship with you as a business as well. So like having a spokesperson is really important, because you don't want to just be a faceless corporation, faceless business. Like people build relationships with other people. So like let's start to build that relationship with your brand new customer and make them feel like an insider and make them feel really warm and welcome, and then present your offer just as it should. Like this is kind of a separate buying decision for them. So really lay out, okay, like what are the benefits of buying more of these same vitamins that I just bought? and why is that the case? And again, making it a little bit more specific, creating some scarcity and saying like, okay, like this is a one-time offer and you're never going to see it again. We're only offering it to new buyers right at this moment. So again, just making them have a decision right away. So I did, I said no to that offer. The next offer was a women's vitamin. And again, for this company, most of their customers are moms. So that makes a lot of sense that if they're buying vitamins for their kids, they probably want to buy vitamins for themselves. But again, a completely separate buying decision from buying vitamins for their kids versus buying for yourself as a mom or a dad or either way. So again, for that second upsell, again, a really short video that kind of again offers, if they took, especially if they took you up on that upsell, kind of congratulating you on making that further purchase, and again, just making them feel really good about what the decision that they made, and then kind of moving on to this kind of congruent sale in terms of the women's vitamin, and kind of almost starting from the start and saying like, okay, like one of the reasons that you need a vitamin for yourself as the mom is, because you also have these nutrition deficiencies, and kind of talking about like, how does that manifest itself in their own life? Like what is showing up that they might not even realize is connected to that. And then talking about the benefits of kind of, filling that hole over time. And again, just in the same way that they did it for the kids product, talk about why their product is differentiated from all those other vitamins that they might be taking right now, or they might fall on their shelf or anything like that. And kind of really bringing out those differentiating features. So again, that might be a 10 or 15-minute video. It takes a little bit more time, but again, it leads to higher upsell conversions because you're not just throwing an offer out there, putting a special discount and hoping that people buy it. You're taking time within the sales process to say like, okay, like we've got this special offer that's only available to you as a new customer. And here's exactly why you should take us up on it. Here's all the benefits there. Like in the same way that they bought the children's vitamin, you kind of have to think very separately of continuing the conversation with that as well. So that was kind of the major thing in terms of the upsells. And that's something that I see for a lot of other businesses as well. So again, I ordered through and everything else. And one of the things that just stood out was, I'll make this a little bit bigger, just the personality in terms of the company. So again, like one of the changes that I would make, instead of making the email address from First Day Life Inc., I would make the email from an actual, like a real person, a spokesperson. In this case, kind of the person that signs off on the emails is kind of the owner of the business. So, even if it isn't coming from her specific business address, you can make up a business address and make it from an actual person. This will actually help with an email deliverability because, Gmail looks at some of these marketing related emails or support related emails and just assumes that they are promotions or spam. So it kind of puts those in those folders already. But if you have a real name and a real person behind that, it makes it more likely that they're going to put it in the primary folder. It also makes it easier for your customers to start to build a relationship with you. Like if they're looking out for your email, like I'm probably not going to look out for First Day's emails, but I will look out for Alice's email from First Day if I get to know her. If they have automation set up in place where I can get to know a little bit about her story, why she created this business, and why it led to the differentiating factors that it did, especially if I get the vitamins and they kind of line up with the promises that they have in the marketing. If my kids are super well behaved and they're sleeping really well, like obviously I'm going to be a customer for life if that happens. So kind of really building a relationship with a specific person rather than kind of a faceless company. But one of the things that just stuck out is a little bit of personality that they put in here. Again, that's really rare, where most companies are just like, okay, like here's your order, like here's where it's going to arrive, that kind of thing. So your first bottle of First Day vitamins are carefully chosen by our team of specialists and delicately placed on a perfectly fluffy goose down pillow trimmed with gold. Then a team of 4 experts carefully examine the bottle inch by inch with a microscope before gently laying it on a box and tucking it in for a big journey ahead. Our entire team met with this precious package with eager anticipation as it was leaving the warehouse. We looked on with pride and joy and seeing our vitamins graduate and set out to become a difference in the world. This bottle is going to Brian. We'll miss you, little guy, but we know you'll do us proud. We hope you find this wonderful time shopping at First Day. We're so excited that you can actually put your name on the wall under the title World's Best Customer. Thanks so much for the support and being part of First Day family. So again, just like some personality. Like it's just kind of a very conversational type of email. Makes you feel good about your purchase, makes you feel good about creating a relationship with this company because they're just speaking and very just kind of putting it into a story and making you feel good about your purchase. And then the next one I got today in terms of thank you, like again, like kind of welcoming you as part of this family. Again, like this is a part that I would kind of repeat in terms of that upsell. Like as soon as somebody purchases on that thank you page or upsell page, like this is something that you should do as well, just to make people feel good about what's going on. Again, some a little bit of personality. We're super califragilistically happy to have you on board. Your order is being prepared as we speak and will be on its way in a jiffy. At First Day, we're all about fresh starts, healthy lives, and wise choices. Made our mission to support you in raising a healthy and happy family. So again, like if I didn't spend time like figuring out like what is company all about, it's good to kind of remind your customers about what's the mission statement, what are they all about, so they come back again and again. Um, and then they kind of put a little offer in here. So again, I didn't take them up on their upsell. So this is just an easy way to say like, okay, like you've got this secret code. You can only yeah, there's some urgency here. So next 24 hours and a pretty big discount. And again, they have a reason why. So the reason why is we're a very small family. It's not very unlikely that we're going to be in a retail stores. If we had to, we'd have to mark out our prices by an additional 50%, just having that middleman in the middle. So they're kind of passing along those savings within this order. So again, just a really easy way to kind of add to their lifetime value by putting offers that are out there. So that was kind of the funnel that stood out to me again as I went through it, and as a buyer and as a prospect, calling out that problem that I had the most, kind of identifying the real reason behind that, what I would call kind of the unique mechanism behind the problem, and then really lining that up with the unique mechanism of their product and the benefits that they provide, and really taking time to kind of differentiate their product from all the other products that are out there, and getting to the eventual sale. Again, there is room for improvements as they go through the upsells and in their emails, just making it a little bit more personalized along the way. But overall, just wanted to kind of point out some of that funnel that stuck out to me, led me to buying from the company. And I think a bunch of different lessons learned for you as you go through in terms of your marketing for your funnels along the way. So I'm going to try and do these, get back to doing these every single week. If you want to comment below, if there's any funnels that have stuck out to you more recently that you'd like me to break down or take a look at, happy to do that. Always looking for suggestions along the way. But otherwise, I'll see you on a future live.